A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this collective reading. This is also a very important update for those people who want to raise their frequency, their vibration, but they keep falling back to the low frequency because they have yet not worked on releasing sexual shame and guilt. Sexual shame and guilt is one of the lowest energy. If you look at the emotional chart also, you will see that it's getting the lowest score and it keeps people in really dark hell. And you can notice collectively on earth also, now people are talking about this topic. As you all know, as you've all heard about the most popular case in the world where so many videos, photos and a lot of information is getting leaked and people are finding out what were the global elites doing in order to harvest energy. Because the purest energy comes from children. And you see, this is the reason why a lot of you had to witness this energy firsthand when you were children. Many of you are adults, but you are still dealing with this energy in your relationship, in your daily life, relationships, daily life. And the biggest problem that is caused by this shame and guilt energy is that you are not able to attract happiness fully. And God has, or destiny I would say, has made you meet people who do not have sexual shame and guilt. They don't seem to have it, and they could have played the abuser role in your life, or they could still be playing that role. Some people in your life in the form of partners, in the form of some family members who still have an imprint on you, or in the form of some people who you met in your life who put you through situations which you didn't want to be a part of, but you ended up being a part of it. And it makes you feel really bad. It makes you feel that you were not safe, you were not protected, and even now you feel there is something wrong with you. And you have to face bad behavior, or you have to hang out with those people who do not feel any guilt, or who do not feel that they have to justify correctly, and whatever they do, there are no consequences to it. They just hurt others, they've hurt you, or they're already doing it. And I don't want you to focus on the pain. I want you to get out of the pain. And this collective reading is focusing on that. But I had predicted it long time back. I had already made a channeling that 2026 or the coming times will prove really interesting for Earth, because Satan is going to go against all those people who were actually working for Satan, or the energy, the evil. Because now evil is going to harvest energy from those very people who were abusive, who did the wrong things, who were greedy. Because Satan, or this evil energy, also is a betraying energy. It's a backstabbing energy. So who is safe now? You are the ones who are safe. You are the ones who, I'm not going to measure your pain here. Everybody had their own share of guilt. Everybody had to go through their own share of shame. Somebody had to go through physical things, and somebody had to go through emotional damage. Somebody's physical pain was in the form of grooming. And so when you realize, not at that point in time because you were so innocent and pure, but you realize later on after the programming took over that you experienced something really wrong. And then you probably spend a decade or more, whatever time frame you had, to deal with the knowledge, the information that you were a part of something sinister, or you were a part of something not good, not pure, not innocent. And that hurts you because you took it on yourself. You took it very personally. But you see, there are very brave people out there who took on to this role of becoming the whistleblowers, and they made others aware about it. And everybody, all of you, in some way or the other, you're going through it. And so we're talking about a big case, and there are people are talking about victims, but victims have been everywhere, literally. even in a household, even in schools, even in places where children should have been totally protected and taken care of. There were people who took advantage of them purely because they wanted to manifest energy. And there were many abusers. Many of the abusers actually were initially abused. But instead of taking the protective role, they took on the role of the other person, the opposite one, because they got pleasure. They were groomed to see this as pleasure. So they still see it, some of them still see it as pleasure. And it could be possible that you were placed on their timeline to make them realize that this is not pleasure. This is not good. This is not humanity. This is not kindness. This is something evil. This is something wrong. This is something painful. No matter what they do and say, they are also in pain. And they attracted you, or you appeared on their timeline when they could have gone into something really wrong or bad, and the recovery process would have become impossible. This does not mean that your situation is easy. This does not mean that you should take the bad energy of others, because it's not easy to also hang out with such people or be in a relationship with such people, or go through all of the traumatic experiences and the hot and cold as well. Because someday they are nice, other days they are not nice. Someday they are crazy, psychos, another day they are angels and really loving and apologetic. Because they are being nice to you for two reasons. One, you are full of resources that they cannot get anywhere else. You give them freedom, you give them place, maybe you give them food, or you give them something. You are giving them something that they really like, and they know that only you can give it to them. They could be looking for other options, or they could think in their heads that, they could be better people, but no one can be better than you. This is something that they've figured out. So there are days they are nice to you, or there are times and occasions they're nice to you because they have to take something from you. They need something from you. Or they are nice to you because of the burden of the guilt they feel when you don't give them the reaction they like to take out from you. And this is the primary reason why you have to understand that you have to release the shame and guilt, not by external choices and acts, but by going within. You have to go within in order to heal from all of this. And the best part is that the universe is going to give you lots and lots of tools and techniques. And as much as you feel that life was not fair to you, you will see the fairness, and you will see your role in the collective surge and the purging as well. Collectively, when you look at all these stories and crazy news and how everything has failed, bureaucracy, system, and people you placed your trust upon. People placed a lot of trust in the bureaucracy, in the system, in the governments, everybody, I'm talking about everybody, or, the research, the studies, what they were talking about, the medical stuff. And, interestingly, I found out this information literally in 2019. 2019, I saw a big change in my own energy, and I started saying no to things that did not make sense. And no matter how chaotic it was, and no matter how much I was boycotted and misunderstood or seen as someone stupid, someone who's not complying to whatever everybody's complying to, someone who's not being a sheep, I also faced a lot of things because I refused to take the so-called vax or shots, because I already got the prediction and I also got the download that this is not going to be good for anybody. And despite all the peer pressure, societal pressure, family pressure, I stood my ground and I refused, and I said I would wait for the mandate. And I could see how people were forced into uh, putting things into their bodies. And I'll tell you how these two are connected, because I'll tell you right away, because these rules were created by the same people who now are getting exposed. They're getting exposed. Those were the same people who were the policy makers, or who had some role to play in the way things happened, the way things took place. So it was not easy for all those people who had to go against it. And still, they are still doing things that society, peer pressure, family pressure, blah, 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 would not agree with. They would say, oh, you're doing something wrong. So you guys are still on to it. Even though you've proved many a times to a lot of people in your life that, look, whatever I'm doing is the best, is the right thing, it's a godly path, it's based on intuition, it's based on research, it's based on actual science, actual spiritual science, they will still look at you with doubt because they don't want to accept it that easily. They still want to look at you as someone who is not smart enough, someone who's making wrong choices, but you're actually on a predestined path, because you're still dealing with people who, it's important to have shame and guilt when you're really on godly path, and there's something wrong that is being done by you intentionally. But the people who abuse, they don't have it at all, and that's how they trigger you, because they are acting like, oh, everything is normal, everything is fun, oh, it's enjoyable, or oh, I just did it because everybody was telling me to do it, so I did it. Which means they are not courageous, they are not as bold and courageous as you. They decided to lie, they decided to get things done by hook or by crook. But you're not like that. You're a person who has high moral values. And so, in the end, let me tell you, you will win, because God is going to be on your side. Whether you believe in a God or not doesn't matter. But you believe in certain things that make you a humanitarian, and that's what matters the most. Being human, we are here to be human. We are here to help. We are here to socially be nice to people. We are here to inspire people. And we don't have to really do anything. We do it by just being an expression of source. A sovereign, independent, a beautiful expression of source. And that's what you've been. And I know this because a lot of you people have forgiven those people who hurt you. You have forgiven those people who made you feel small or made you feel bad. And some of your your true support system is actually also pretty much confused about you. And so they do not completely now, go away from you, because in the end they know that you do things, or you've done things in life which were uh, in the world of communication you'll say right or wrong, but in the world of singularity everything is okay. But just for the ease of communication, I'm using these words here, because they know that what you did was right. Eventually you proved them wrong, but you did not do it because you wanted to prove it to anyone that you're right or wrong. You did it because it was natural and organic for you. And now also, my dear friends, going ahead, call it a prediction or call it uh, whatever, God is going to give you a lot of strength to fight against the energy of shame and guilt, because you did not do it knowingly. And the good part was that you did not pursue the path of pleasure. You could have also done the same thing that the abusers did. Even currently, some of the people you know that they don't have the idea, or they still are not sure if they're right or wrong, because they are so programmed with the addictions. You have kept your standards high, and you became the provider, you became the nurturer, you became the caregiver. You did the right thing. So why should you have shame and guilt? Why should you feel bad about yourself? Because whatever happened to you, it was not your choice. Literally, you were in those situations and you were obedient and you were docile and you never questioned, you trusted everyone, especially the adults, especially anyone who was playing adult role, even if it was a 2-year, 3-year old elder to you, a kind of adult, like you were a child and they were teenagers. So whatever they did to you, you complied. You said, okay, I will not question it. But only when you got more mature, you realized that some of the things that you accepted were not good for you. However, now in the scheme of things, when you look back, thank God you were not in those situations. You can compare where some of the victims of these global elites were. And thank God, some of you were very talented, you could have become famous, you could have become very rich, blah, blah, blah. But you did not go for that path. You decided, oh no, fame is not for me, or oh no, money is not that important for me, oh no, this kind of that kind of life partner is not something I want, where I have to compromise on my morals or I have to be fake. But you seeing around you lots of those people, and maybe people in your life also chose you because you were good enough for them, or you were materialistically good for them, you were a resource for them. All right, then it's okay. Because we all have a temporary life here on this planet, and we all are going to die anyway, one day. We're all going to be dead. So we have certain time frame that we are here for. We are here to play a role. Everybody wants to contribute. All old souls, all high vibrational souls want to serve the source, wants to serve Lord God Almighty. We all want to serve. That's why we come here. Some of us don't even need to come here. Some of us can just stay wherever we are, in whichever galaxy or whichever reality, whichever parallel dimension. But we want to serve, and that's why we come here onto this planet and we take on to these roles. We are not suffering because you have to pay for something or there's a karma, but we are trying to understand. Because, as they say, that you forget everything. It's a great illusion. It's Maya. You forget everything when you come to earth, and you have to find your way back home. Home is right within you. Through this Maya, through this great illusion, you have to find your way back. That's amazing, I think. According to me, that's amazing. And that can only happen where you're deep into it. To understand or to reach singularity, you have to go through duality. You have to understand duality. You have to understand the polar opposite energy. You have to understand the abused as well as the abuser, and show compassion to both. That's tricky, right? You can show compassion to the one who's abused, the victim, but to show compassion to the other one is not easy. And I think the world is going to realize soon that we need to heal both, and we also need to set the right example by giving the right punishments to people who deserve it. But I think in your sphere, in your area, within the job that you're doing, you're not taking it on with the global elites, or you're not a part of that. Let's say, I don't know about all of you. Some of you could be, if you're resonating with this. So some of you probably, and are in that frame of mind. But most of you are collectively healing in different areas of life. In your own world, you're dealing with it. You want to protect the children. You want to safeguard their interest. You want to take care of the animals also. You want to take care of people also. You want to take care of yourself. But you have to still understand duality. To the billions of people, sinners or saints, if bad is horrible and goodness is fake, failures, behaviors, looking for a savior, disparity, polarity, poverty, triggers. These triggers are eventually going to turn into glimmers. Glimmers give you the peace that you deserve. The peace that's a part of you. The peace that is your reality. And to value it, to make it eternal, make it permanent, Sometimes you have to be in a frequency, in a low frequency, where you see this contrast. You see, this is not my natural expression. This is not who I am. This is not who I am supposed to be. But I am forced to be this. That's your feeling. So when you heal the shame and guilt, you really have to release it from your reality fully. Nobody should have it, according to me. What you should have is discernment. What you should have is wisdom. What you should have is gratitude. And as soon as you have the correct discernment is correct always anyway. When you have discernment, you are going to act as per the context. So I'm not going to say don't be angry, don't be this, don't be that, don't be typical, or whatever is given in spiritual trends. If you need to be angry at someone at a certain given time frame within a context, you would be. You would have to be. If you have to be a bad bitch, you would be. If you have to be the cat lady, or the cat man, Batman maybe, whatever you have to be, however you want to label it, you would be naturally doing it, and you would not have any guilt or shame. Just the way when you look at those people who have no discernment, no brain, they're stupid, they just want to create unnecessary noise, blah blah blah. They are just acting loudly and they're going crazy, they're going psycho mode just for their ego. And what you're doing is for your soul. So sometimes you will be silent because you know the difference, you know the power of silence as well. And sometimes you're going to be stern, and sometimes you're going to be like, I will not take this at all. So for personal sessions and for therapies, you can check out the description box. All details are given over there. You can also get my book, In the Name of Love, A Journey of Finding Your Ultimate Soulmate. You can join this channel as a member. You can also become my Patreon. But before you book a reading or you book therapy, please go through the description box properly, because there are lots and lots of different types of therapies. Whatever pops out the most, whatever you resonate with, you can talk about it. You can send me an email at thesunamoon@gmail.com, and I would be really happy to hear from you. But also, do not share anything with me in advance if you're looking for a reading, because then, we need to work a bit intuitively on those things. We will discuss it later on for sure. But before that, just make up your mind. If you're ready, go for it. Because we are not going to take anything materialistic from here, but what we are going to take with us is our healed version. So, one love, peace out, and Victor to Ram.